Hey, welcome to John's Jeep Garage. I'm talking a little funny because I had my wisdom teeth pulled out yesterday and there's no pain, but I still got gauze stuck in my mouth. But I had to do something today and I didn't want to miss the opportunity to catch it on video. And it's how do you tighten your serpentine belt on a Jeep Wrangler TJ. This is a 1998. So what I'm going to show you, and this isn't to replace the belt, but I will talk about how to replace it, and I will talk about the general aspects of the belt. But all we're going to do on video today is just see how to tighten it. Okay? Follow me. Okay, the tools you need really is going to be a 15mm socket, of course, your ratchet wrench, and an extension. I have two 15mm sockets, and I'm also using the impact wrench with the extension on the impact driver just because it's easier for me to do. But I'll show you where you can do it manually or use a wrench like this. You just need to be a little bit more careful. So as you approach the Jeep, you realize that here's your belt, and you're going to be working. Now for a 1998, down there is an idler pulley. So we're going to do a little close-up. That's the idler pulley, and that's the 15mm bolt. And what your first thing you're going to do is loosen that so that the adjusting rod that it's on, which is behind it, right there is the 15mm bolt that you'll be doing, and behind there is a rod that travels, the bracket travels up and down to loosen or tighten the idler pulley. First things first, what I do is I remove the hose from your radiator. This is the overflow hose. If you notice, this bottle is connected here and is also connected below, but you notice there's a little button. It's really just a indentation in the bottle. If I push that out like this, and raise it, I can remove the bottle. So it's connected here and here with this little indentation. You just push out and it pushes the bottle away from the frame, and then you can lift it easily. You can now see with the bottle missing how much easier it is to access it and reach that pulley. But I do something very simple. I take the belt and I twist it. And if you notice, I just twisted it, and I'm twisting it from a horizontal position to really past vertical, which is over 90 degrees. And for me, you really want a belt just from a hand. Again, this is a very manual way of checking it, but you want the belt to be maybe, I don't know, 70, 80 degrees at the most, but not when you can twist it past 90 degrees. Look at the distance between these two blades, pretty close. But all of a sudden you get a much wider distance between the blades. And then you look at this one. Look at the distance between the blades. So the fan is very balanced, but it has sections in there which will help you if you move it, where you can get a ratchet in there. Okay, I have the 15mm socket wrench on the idler pulley. I have the fan blades set apart where it creates a little bit more space for me. And I'm not gonna loosen it too much, but there. Just enough where I know that pulley can now move back and forth after I adjust the tension adjusting bolt that's behind here on the bracket. Now, one mistake I made before, and I'm just going to add this on this video, did you see that sensor? And if you have a rod, an extension rod, it goes right along that sensor that's at your thermostat housing. And I just want to make sure that you are very careful, because I had to replace that once, breaking it. So I have my drill set up. Now you could use a manual extension on that bolt. I'm right next to that sensor, and I'm going to adjust it, and it's going to adjust that pulley either up or down. Okay, watch that pulley, and I'm going to go. You notice that was I'm going in a clockwise position, like I'm tightening it. If I loosen it, you notice that pulley's traveling down. See, it's loosening the belt. But if I, again, have it on the switch where it's going in a clockwise or tightening position, that pulley travels up. Now I'm going to adjust this until I feel that that belt tension that I was telling you, Pat, goes not all the way to goes to about here. Right now I can break it past 90, and then we will stop at that point, and I'll tighten the idler pulley up again. Very simple. So I got to that point where I've tightened it. Is just get it to be somewhere between 60, 70 degrees, not full 90. That's the way I like to run these. I don't want it any looser than that. Like I said, originally it was past 90. And now that I'm at that point, I'm just going to tighten up that bolt on the idler pulley and get it into place. And we're good to go. So as you're tightening the idler pulley back up, once you reach that position, you could put a torque wrench on there and you should get the idler pulley somewhere around 30 foot-pounds. I tend to have been doing this a long time, and I've tested myself, so when I get it to a snug fit, I just kind of bump it ever so slightly, and I'm already at 30 foot-pounds. I know this. If you don't have a torque wrench, that's what I would do. Bring it to a snug fit, and then give it about 10% more, and you're right there. Okay, now time to put the water bottle back on. Okay, just remember to put the top and bottom connectors in and slide them down, and then that button will snap out, and both will snap in, and both the holding pins will snap in. And remember to connect your overflow hose to the radiator cap, the little spout on the end, and we're ready to start this puppy up. Running well, make sure everything looks good. After you run it, go back and check the tension one more time. Should be good to go. Thank you.